Hai guys, selamat datang lagi di Terakhir Official Gaming Channel, tempat dimana kita bermain game bersama sampai tamat guys. Nah, kali ini kita akan lanjutkan lagi cerita Clive di Final Fantasy 16 ya. Dan tentunya ini sudah cukup jauh banget guys. So, apabila kamu ingin menonton dari awal, silahkan cek playlist yang aku taruh di video ini ya. Itu lengkap dari awalnya cerita sampai yang sekarang. Nah, apabila kamu udah sampai di sini, congrats ya, kamu bisa melanjutkannya. Dan jangan lupa juga dibantu subscribe ya guys, agar channel ini bisa tumbuh dan berkembang dengan support kamu. Thank you untuk support kamu ya. Dan tanpa menunggu lama lagi, mari kita lanjutkan bermain game Final Fantasy 16.
Oh, Clive, what am I to do? My wards and I may soon be without a home.
What's happened?
The High Cardinal has descended from his lofty throne and taken up residence here in Northreach.
The High Cardinal?
Leader of the Council of Elders, second only to his Radiance at the head of the Imperial government. Not that any of those things still exist. Now he goes by his noble title, the Duke of Oriflamme.
And what does he want with Northreach?
He wants to transform it into a military stronghold, a foundation upon which to build a new Sambrek. He's already secured the support of the various army remnants, with promises that they shall be afforded the respect they deserve in his empire. One built on the confiscated property of the people.
He would rob the populace to pay for it.
Believe me, I have used every means of persuasion to discourage him from this folly. But for whatever reason, he will not listen to me.
What does Captain Philippe make of this? When the town was under attack, it was him the soldiers rallied around. Couldn't he use that influence again?
How? By speaking out against one of the most powerful men in Sambrek. A man whose stated aim is to revive the empire Philippe's comrades swore to serve, and to improve the soldiers' lot within it. The captain can offer them a regular supply of gruel, and an occasional trip to the Vale to help them forget the terrors they face each day. The Duke offers them a vision of strength and safety. No. Any attempt to incite mutiny would cost Philippe the support of his men, if it did not cost him his life. But given the mood around town, mutiny may yet be unavoidable. The people have little appetite for further deprivation, least of all when it serves only to elevate others.
And who could blame them?
Clive, would you appeal to the Duke on my behalf? For your services to Northreach, you have the respect of the soldiers, and they will take you to His Eminence if you ask them. And unlike Philippe, no bonds of loyalty prevent you from speaking your mind to the man. Well, will you try? You could hardly fare any worse than I did.
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, Clive.
Tell me then, where will I find this Duke of Oriflamme? In the garrison?
Overseeing the troops, yes.
All right. Wish me luck.
Sambrek kan udah hancur guys. Nah, lalu sisa-sisa pejabatnya
I
itu.
met this Duke before, at the remembrance ceremony. Let's hope I didn't make a strong impression.
Nah, lalu sisa-sisa dari Sunbreak ini ingin mendirikan the new Sunbreak ya guys. Tapi cost-nya itu ya mereka ngerampok orang-orang di sini. Bangunan-bangunan di sini mereka ingin ambil alih semua. Jadi termasuk bangunannya si Sabel di The Vale ya guys. So kita let's see aja apa kita bisa bicara make sense kepada si Deduk ini ya. Katanya dia di garrison dan lagi ngepantau guys. Nah, ini orangnya guys.
Halt. Oh, sorry about that. You're the dame's man, aren't you? You got some business with the captain?
No, actually. With the Duke. I was hoping I might be able to speak with him.
We're under orders not to let any civilians pass. But you should be all right. His Eminence has heard all about you and your heroics. Wait here. I'll go and ask. So,
You are the sellsword who lent his aid to the garrison. The Empire owes you a debt, and I shall see it repaid. But tell me, is it wealth that you seek, or favor?
Neither, Your Eminence. I thought only to inquire about your plan to turn Northreach into a stronghold.
Ah, I see. You are worried the expanded garrison will render your services redundant. Yet you needn't be. A proud fighting man like yourself shall always have a place here. Pride of place, in fact. For too long has the contribution of the noble soldier been under-reckoned. But no more. For it is they who shall see the Holy Empire rebuilt, beginning right here in Northreach.
Why here, Your Eminence?
The town has been fortunate enough to escape largely unscathed from the recent troubles. Her defenses are sound, and her garrison well prepared. Which is more than can be said for Oriflamme or Twinside. The Empire wants for a capital, and I believe Northreach to be the perfect place. With Caer Norvent as her citadel. Once we have seen to the refortification of both the town and the castle, we need only build a wall around both to create a city that would be the envy of the twins. Plans are already underway for the construction. Soon enough, these thralls shall learn that they are no match for the might of Sanbreque.
I fear you underestimate how dangerous these creatures are, Your Eminence. Should they return in force, you will need all the people of Northreach to come together in defense of the town. Something they may be loath to do if they've been deprived of their worldly goods.
The people will do as their leaders command. If Sanbreque is to be rebuilt, she will require a functioning government. One whose authority is beyond question. That is why this levy is necessary. So that any man who wishes to join the army might do so and be fed, outfitted, and paid as befits a defender of the Empire. And yet there are those who persist in peddling the treasonous lie that I seek to steal from the people and drive them from their homes.
I suspect they're afraid of losing what little they have left.
Precisely. The common folk have little and less, and you mean to deprive them of even that. You would sow the seeds of your new empire in your own salted earth.
Sabine, we have discussed this.
Yes, and I told you then how putting the empire before her citizens would lead only to revolt.
Without an empire, there are no citizens.
And in yours, there will be only beggars. Is that what Griga wills for her people?
Do not take her name in vain, Sabine.
I'll come back later. A citizens' revolt. I wonder what the people really think of the Duke's plan. It wouldn't hurt to ask them, I suppose. Let's begin with those on the other side of the wall.
Dan sekarang kita semacam interviewers ya guys. Kita mesti keluar dari sini dan kita tanya kepada warga-warga sekitar ya.
All right there. What is it you're after, sir?
Just your opinion, actually. I wondered what you thought of the Duke of Oriflamme.
Oh, him. Not much. None of us traders do. It's thanks to nobles like him that we had to set up shop this side of the wall in the first place. Couldn't have the rabble getting any closer to the holy capital, could they? And now he's trying to drive us out completely, threatening to take everything we got from us if we don't clear off. If the dame said she wanted him run out of town, I'd be straight through that checkpoint, tar bucket in hand.
Oke, respon pertama dia nggak suka sama si Duke itu ya guys. Dan mereka itu sebenarnya kesini gara-gara mereka tuh nggak bisa dagang di Holy Capital of Sanbreque guys. Jadi ini daerah pinggiran banget lah. Dan mereka udah establish ini cukup lama ya.
I've been hearing a lot of talk about a certain Duke.
Nothing good, I'll wager. Going around acting like he owns the place. And with hardly a word to the dame. This is her town, not his.
I take it you'd rather she was in charge.
As far as I'm concerned, she still is. Just need His Eminence to sod off back to Oriflamme.
Alright, dan dia bilang si Duke itu lebih baik pulang kembali ke Oriflamme lah ya. So nggak ada yang welcome ya guys. Itu second respondent kita. Nah ini kita ke third respondent ya. Gimana pendapat dia tentang si Duke itu guys?
A question, if you don't mind. What do you think of the Duke of Oriflamme?
Don't get me started. You build a life for yourself somewhere, earning for some noble to turn up and tell you you've got to hand it all over to him. If he thinks his name and his chains give him the right to empty our purses, he's in for a rude awakening. We'll do whatever it takes to keep what's ours. Whatever it takes.
Well, the people seem united enough. What about the soldiers?
And yes guys, citizens itu unite akan melakukan revolt ya atau pemberontakan ya jika si Duke itu ngepaksa untuk ngambil ini tempat menjadi the new Sunbreak ya. Whatever it is, rasanya nggak memungkinkan juga dan kita akan drive him out keluar dari tempat ini guys. Nah, ini kita bicara sama soldiers dulu yang berada di area ini. Gimana pendapat mereka tentang keputusan si Duke itu ya untuk ngubah ini jadi Norwich?
You're the one who was talking to His Eminence.
On the dame's behalf, yes. I was trying to persuade him not to take the people's goodwill for granted, but it seems my words fell on deaf ears. What do you think of his plans?
I'm a soldier, mate. He tells me what to do, not the other way round. Listen, I've got nothing but respect for the Dame, but I've got a family to look after. That's where my loyalties lie, not with the town or the Empire, but with my wife and children. If the Duke can get us the men and the equipment we need to fight off those blue-skinned bastards, I don't care how he does it.
Oke, prioritas dia cuma keluarganya aja guys. Jadi dia nggak peduli tentang warga desa atau warga kota ini ataupun si Duke ya. Yang penting dia bisa ngiripin keluarganya. Oke, fair perasa ya. Nah, kita bicara sama di second respondent kita. Lokasinya itu di sekitar sini guys.
Excuse me, do you have a moment? I wondered if you'd mind sharing your thoughts on the Duke of Oriflamme.
Well, he's made a lot of enemies coming in the way he did. I mean, look around us. You can see the state the realm's in. The traders might not like having the screws put on them, but if they volunteered a few more of their hard-earned gil before things got bad, maybe they wouldn't have to. I think the Duke's got a point when he says rebuilding the Empire's the best way of making sure we're all protected. And if that means people who don't know one end of a sword from another have to make way for those who do, well, that's just how it goes.
Alright, thank you for your comment. Dan kita cari satu responden lagi. Oh, lokasinya cukup jauh juga ya.
You are embarrassing me.
You're embarrassing yourself.
I hear the Duke of Oriflamme plans to turn this town into some sort of fortress. Do you think that's a good idea?
It's not for me to say. All I know is that unless the Emperor orders me otherwise, His Eminence's word is law. Look, no one likes all these taxes and tariffs, but empires don't come for free. Once Sanbreque is back on her feet, we'll all reap the benefits.
Let's see what Philippe makes of all this.
Oke, ada dua sisi berbeda ya guys. Kalau soldiers itu kalau aku tangkap, mereka itu cuma semacam orang yang hanya bisa menerima perintah dan nggak ngikutin apapun ya. Setidaknya mereka lakukan tugas, mereka dibayar, udah selesai. Jadi mereka nggak mikirin intrik-intrik seperti itu. Dan sekarang kita harus tanya sama si Philip guys. Si Philip di depan ya.
Captain, do you have a moment?
For you? Certainly. Clive, wasn't it? Thank you for last time. How can I help you?
I wanted to ask you about the Duke of Oriflamme. Do you intend to go along with his plan?
But to tell you the truth, I'm in two minds. It's my sworn duty as a captain of the Imperial Army to obey his orders. But I can't say I agree with him.
Philippe, I remember you saying that you became a soldier to protect the people you loved. The dame included.
That's right. I did.
Well, she doesn't agree with the Duke's orders either. She thinks they could tear Northreach apart.
And she's probably right. Thank you, Clive. I know what I need to do now. Protecting the people I love is what matters. Doesn't matter how. Well, duty calls, so I better go. Thanks again.
It seems Philippe wants to do the right thing at least. I expect Isabel will be pleased to hear that, if nothing else.
Alright. Philip kayaknya mengambil sisi The Dam ya guys. So dia akan ngebantu The Dam. Hopefully ya nggak terjadi ambil alih oleh The Duke ya untuk area ini. Aku juga pengen lihat guys. So mari kita coba cari lanjutan ceritanya ya. Ini nggak jauh lagi lokasinya. 30-an yard aja ya. Nah, sama ini Sabel ya. Mari kita bicara guys.
Ah, Clive. How did you fare? Were you able to speak with the Duke?
I was, but...
So Northreach is to be a fortress after all. Well, it will certainly help to hold back the thralls. There's no denying that. Though I doubt it will come as much consolation to the townspeople whose worldly goods are confiscated to pay for it. They deserve to be heard, Clive. To have a say in this new empire the Duke means to build.
Sadly, His Eminence values their obedience more than their opinions, and hopes to reassert the authority of the state. I fear he sees the people as mere pawns on his chessboard to be sacrificed for the greater good. Needless to say, they themselves are of a different opinion, and would rather their destinies were in your hands. The soldiers, meanwhile, are content to follow their orders. And not just because of the Duke's rank, but because of his vision.
I thought as much. Had I sworn to protect Sanbreque, I dare say I too would want nothing more than to see it rise from the ashes. Thank you for trying. But the battle is lost.
I don't know about that.
What happened to your uniform?
I handed it in, along with my resignation. Told the lads I wished them well, but that I owe it to those I love to call it a day.
But why?
Because I realized what really matters to me. Not following some nobleman's orders for the sake of it, but protecting what I care about. Protecting Northreach. I honestly don't know when those monsters will return, but I'm certain they're not finished with us yet. And when they do come back, we need to be ready for them. We need to stand together, all of us. And with you to lead us, milady, I reckon we can do it. It was you who finally convinced me, Clive. There's no point following orders if they go against everything you believe.
Indeed.
All of us, standing together. That has always been Northreach's best hope, and one which still lies within our grasp. We have only to turn our attentions to the true enemy. Thank you, Philippe, for showing me what I must do.
Anything for you, milady. Speaking of standing together, would you mind if I borrowed a few of the lads from the Vale to help keep watch around the town? I fear His Eminence has loftier tasks in mind for the guard.
Not at all. Be my guest.
Wouldn't be the first time.
There may be hope for Northreach yet. Especially with men like you and Philippe to champion our cause. I, for my part, shall continue to work upon the Duke, in the stubborn belief that I might still tempt him into joining hands. But I suspect I shall have to call upon your aid again. Until then, Clive.
Until then.
Despite my repeated advances, His Eminence has proven a difficult conquest. Fortunately, I am nothing if not persistent. But, be that as it may, I might yet need you to press the point.
Oke guys, ini kita udah menyelesaikan misi di The Dam ya guys. Nah, jadi intinya akan ada cerita lanjutan dimana di North ini akan berubah menjadi independen ya, nggak ikutin kemauan si Duke of the apaan lah itu tadi ya. Nah, sekarang kita akan pergi lagi ke area utama kita guys, yaitu Infirmary ya. Ini kita harus balik lagi ke Highway. So, kita last check dulu untuk peta ini udah nggak ada side quest lagi ya guys. Ya udah, kita langsung balik aja ke Highway ya. Nah, sebelum kita lanjutkan quest kita guys, kita mesti cek ke Lady Karen ya. Wait, come back. Ini Yote ya? Ya guys, ini si Yote guys, asistennya The Phoenix, asistennya Joshua ya. Tapi kita nggak bisa bicara sama dia guys. Kita ketemuin dulu Lady Karen ya.
Don't tell me we've run out of... Still alive, are ya? Going purse weighing you down?
Kita bisa beli potionnya guys. Kita kehabisan potion 2. Alright, thank you Lady Karen.
How are you feeling, Joshua?
Better than I was.
But not nearly as well as you should be. Your cuts and burns may have healed, but your body still bears the burden of every spell cast.
And what would you have had me do? It was no ordinary foe we faced. It was the Warden of Darkness. Yet still, it was not enough. The king could have ended me at any moment, but instead chose to toy with me like a curl does a mouse.
Yeah. You underestimate yourself.
Oh, it was crystal clear. Only one man established his dominance that day, and that man was Barnabas. I'm sorry, brother. That was ill-spoken. It's just, I have never felt so powerless. And when so many are looking to us for strength, perhaps the prince feels the same.
What is this place?
Don't move. Here, it's fresh from the well. Grandmother told me spirits sometimes get lost, and that the lanterns guide them to their proper place. I set one on the river for her when she passed away.
fiend works from the shadows. Was it you who guided my hand then, Ultima? No, not you. This is my doing, my fault, my sin to bear. And for it, I must atone.
Your hurts are healing nicely. It was my poultices that saw you well.
You make them?
And sell them, or try to. Earns me enough for bread, most days.
Forgive me. I have nothing to...
I know, but I couldn't just leave you lying there. You're going then?
Of course. I'm healed. Thanks to you and your poultices.
Will you promise to come back and visit?
Well, Phoenix, it would seem that I owe you my wings.
Perhaps he can find an answer. You will be returning to Waloed soon, I gather.
I see no reason to wait.
Then neither do I.
I can think of a few, but I doubt they'll stop you. You will take your medicine.
Of course, Lady Daya.
Set on leaving already, are you?
How long will it take us to get back to Ash?
Dunno, about the same amount of time it took us to get here. Maybe less, if your uncle can find someone trustworthy to patch up the Enterprise. All depends on where we're putting into port, mind.
Yes. It's not as if we can put ashore wherever we choose. We have to assume that the whole of Ash is hostile, and that we'll be attacked on sight.
Then we must find a place they won't think to look. And I have an idea who might know of one.
The Professor! I'll go and tell you come in.
While you're plotting our course, I'll be in the shelves with your lawsman. I wish to pick his brains about Ultima.
Then I'll talk to Karen about supplies for the journey. They may not be easy to come by in Ash.
Your brother's body won't take much more of this recklessness. You know that, don't you?
I do.
You've seen more of the world these past 5 years than most do in a lifetime. It's a shame you never had a moment to enjoy it.
Iya, begitulah Tarya kehidupan ya. Kadang kita susah tafsirkan. Sekarang kita keluar lagi guys. Kita langsung cek ke handboard kita ya guys ya. Sepertinya ini ada misi baru yang bisa kita unlock guys. Handboard itu di sisi bawah ya. Alright, ini sudah kosong. Nah, S guys, rank S ya. Ini, aduh, kurasa ini bakal sulit banget ya guys. Alright, come here, come here. Nah, kalian melihat wujudnya ya guys ya. Ada nuansa sedikit api guys di kakinya guys. Yaudah, langsung kita battle aja ya guys. Di merah ya guys namanya. Waduh. Kita lihat dulu aja guys jurusnya guys. Oh, oke. Dia agak lambat ya guys ya. Apa karena dia gendut, jadi agak lambat guys? Oke, Delta Attack. Oh, yang tadi. Yaudah, kita tinggal keluar begini doang. Skillnya lambat banget soalnya. Come here. Oh, alah. Loncat lagi nih. Apa itu? Oh. Oke, dia stagger guys. Ini dia untuk pola pattern serangannya itu nggak terlalu gimana-gimana ya guys. Soalnya agak slow banget ya guys. Jadi gampang ya kita untuk menghindarinya. Oke, dia akan terbang lagi. Berhasil ya guys, kita hindarin semua serangannya guys. Delta attack lagi. Oke. Wow, 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 wow. Tiger ya guys, kita ajar aja. Oh, Clive, menghindar, Clive. Oke, oops. No, you cannot attack me. Oke, stagger lagi. Kita aja terus guys. Sudah setengah dari health point-nya dia kita habisin ya. Bisa lah kita kill nih guys. Cuma beda satu level doang kita kok guys. Ayo, hit me again. Oke, berhasil kita menghindar guys. Hebat juga dia menghindar. Oke, menghindar. Ini kita menghindar aja nih guys. Waduh, skillnya guys, banyak amat skillnya. Enggak kena. Come here. Nggak kena juga. Dia sengaja kasih serangan gitu biar kita nggak bisa mendekat ya guys. Nah kan. Aduh. Alright, kamu berhasil membuat aku harus pakai potion 1 ya. Oke, stagger. Give me back my health point. Kita recovery langsung guys dengan menggunakan skillnya si Clive ini. Health point kita tuh langsung bertambah ya guys. Alright. Selesai. Come here. Delta Force. Udah selesai? Nggak ada lagi? Come here. Ya ampun. Awas Clive. Gila, langsung kekasih skill guys. Menghindar lagi dia kan. Anti banget di hit ya. Delta Force. Gila. Gantian loh, aku serang dari jarak jauh juga. Oke. Hajar terus Clive, hajar terus Clive. Menghindar lagi ya. Aduh. Oke, dia stagger. Pas banget guys. Kalau nggak kena kita skill dia tadi itu ya. Skill ice-nya dia. Tapi untungnya kita berhasil buat dia stagger. Jadi kita nggak kena damage-nya guys. Alot ya. Head point-nya dia. Delta Force. Oh, wow. Matilah. Pas banget. Emang cuma dia ya guys yang bisa punya kekuatan petir, kita juga bisa. Dan dia KO ya dengan kekuatan petirnya Ramu guys. Kita dapat Horicalcum guys. Lumayan, ini item penting soalnya. Should have picked up ya Clive ya. Alright, kita lihat sekali lagi ya guys bentuk chimeranya ya. Udah berhasil kita kalahkan guys. Ini monster dengan bounty ranknya tuh S ya. So official kita pembantai rank S ya guys. Udah 3 monster rank S yang kita lawan guys. Oke, langsung aja guys, kita langsung balik aja ke headway kita. Alright. Nah, seperti biasa guys, habis battle, kita selalu pergi ke Lady Karen buat kita beli potion guys. Tadi udah kepake 1 ya.
Still alive?
Yes, still alive Karen.
Go on then.
Kita mau beli ini aja Karen 1.
It'd better all be.
Alright, thank you. Oke guys, kalau kita cek saatnya di sini ada quest nggak? Kayaknya nggak ada quest sih guys ya. Dan kalau dicek di peta besar, untuk mastiin ya guys ada side quest atau enggak, kurasa udah clear semua guys. So kita udah bisa jalani misi utama kita ya guys, di infirmary guys. Mari kita lanjutkan ngobrol ya.
Say it all you like. It doesn't make it true. Clive, I was wondering when you'd arrive. Please tell me you've come to take our young prodigy here off my hands.
I'm not here for Mid. I need information on Ash.
Then why not ask Molly if you can look in one of her ovens? Go on.
As soon as the Enterprise is ready, we'll be setting out for Drake's Spine. And we're going to need a safe place to land.
Preferably one that won't see my ship blown to shit and splinters.
If it were that easy, do you think Waloed would have resisted invasion for so long? Very little is known of Ash, and the information we do have is spotty and outdated. We have the good King Barnabas to thank for that. Waloed's borders have been closed to outsiders since the day he seized the throne. If there is anywhere safe to land, you won't find it on my map.
Then tell us what we will find. I'm sure you know better than we do.
But no splinters.
All right, if it will get you out of my hair. But interrupt me, and it's over. Understood? Barnabas Tham, the one they call the Last King. Understand him, and you will understand the kingdom of Waloed. Barnabas was only a boy when he arrived from beyond the southern seas, and barely a man before he united the ragged tribes of Ash. And having unleashed them upon the formidable Veldamark, he set his throne upon the ancient kingdom's ruins. The victory sent shockwaves around Valisthea, tales of Odin's might spreading through every court, parlor, and drinking hole in the realm. Note that this was in the year 843, and that the king still sits upon his throne some 40 years later, quite untouched by time. Waloed's recent inaction left many wondering if Odin had lost his appetite for war. And yet here we are. The Einherjar was committed to the fray, a bold declaration of intent. Orcs swarm around Drake's Fang, and throngs of Akashic haunt Canva's streets. Though how precisely the havoc they wreak serves Waloed remains unclear. Regardless, if the order to attack truly came from King Barnabas, then one thing is certain. Waloed has achieved the impossible, and made bedfellows of beastmen and the ether-addled alike. All of which is a roundabout way of saying that you will be in unknown territory when you set foot on Ash. Much of the continent has already been lost to the Blight, and what few ports remain will be fiercely guarded. And that is to say naught of its natural defenses. Offshore currents will cast an ill-equipped ship out to sea one moment, and dash it against the rocks the next. But then the Enterprise is anything but ill-equipped, and Mid has made land there before. Now, if only there were someone with an intimate knowledge of the Shadow Coast, and where a daring gentleman might put ashore. You see, Clive, you had the answer all along.
Do you think you can get us back to that beach, Mid?
Picked you up from it, didn't I? Not that it were easy. The currents were a right bastard. But then, if it wasn't hard, it wouldn't be worth doing, would it?
Well said. Thank you, Lady Vivian.
If a few morsels of common knowledge and a sprinkling of tavern talk are worthy of your thanks, I wonder what genuine intelligence might earn me.
Probably more visits. Mid, I need everyone in the ale hall now. I'll fetch Joshua from the shelves.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Oke guys, kita udah dapat petunjuk dari Vivian ya guys. Dan saatnya kita langsung pergi ke area minuman guys. Jadi mereka pada ngumpul semacam area tavern ya gitu ya. Dan lokasinya itu nggak terlalu jauh sih. So sekarang kita kunjungin dulu guys tempat si Harpocrates. Kita lihat ya apakah dia ada komen atau gimana guys tentang perjalanan si Clive kali ini. Kita buka pintunya guys. Alright, kita temui Joshua.
I have no reason to assume otherwise.
Well, then that changes everything. Clive, you must listen to this. Lawsman, tell him.
Do you recall when we spoke before on the divinity of Ultima? Well, it inspired me to delve deeper into the subject. And what I discovered appears to agree with the findings of His Grace.
You will recall that my quest to uncover Ultima's origins began with the mural at Phoenix Gate. But while I've always known it to be important, its secrets have heretofore eluded me. Now, however, I believe I know where to find the more complete example. One that will reveal all we seek.
Master Clive, have you ever in your travels chanced to hear of the Circle of Malleus? I would think not, few have. But there was once a time when the faith flourished, the oldest known religion in the Twins, and though its popularity eventually waned on Storm, hints of its dogma remain embedded in more modern faiths such as the Crystalline Orthodox.
Wait, you said it waned on Storm. What of Ash?
Religious monuments are often torn down or repurposed when new faiths rise to prominence. But if no new faith arose, then perhaps the ancient temples might still stand. And so, you see now why I must accompany you to Waloed.
It would appear the past still has much to teach us, though in this case, it would not have been possible without the musings of Moss. To think that you carried a copy of my old mentor's chronicles all along. I am relieved to discover it in good hands.
I shall guard it with my life.
Joshua, if you're finished here, join me in the ale hall. I need to speak to everyone before we leave.
Right away.
Oke, kita lanjutkan lagi guys perjalanan kita. Visit the ale hall ya guys.
My apologies.
By now you've all heard where we're going and why. So I won't bother you with the boring details, only the important ones. If we attempt to approach Stone here by sea, there's a good chance we'll be sighted and fall prey to the capital's artillery. So instead, we'll disembark on the southwest coast and make for Drake's Spine on foot. I say we, but it's highly likely the entirety of Ash is under the rule of Ultima. A large party would only attract unwanted attention, as well as slow our march and require supplies which may be difficult to obtain. Only Joshua and I will be going. And a scout. Preferably a good one. Gav, do you know of any?
You bet your ass I do. Might still borrow some of Lady Vivian's maps, though. Just in case, like.
Once you've dropped us off at the Shadow Coast, you need to retreat into neutral waters. Fly merchant colors and stay inconspicuous. If you sense any danger at all, you leave us behind and return to Storm.
Inconspicuous is my middle name. But like hell am I leaving anyone behind. The ship ain't going nowhere till your scurvy mugs are smiling on deck.
Jill, the Enterprise will appear a tempting target for royalists and pirates alike. You're to stop anyone boarding.
Don't worry. I'll keep the ship and her crew safe. You'll be needing passage home, after all.
But... very well.
If there are no questions, I'll see you all at the docks.
Let me know when you're leaving. I want a word before you go.
Of course.
Nah, the next story adalah kita akan mengunjungi The Kingdom of Waloed ya guys ya. Dan tentunya ini perjalanan yang cukup menghebohkan karena kita akan lawan Barnabas di sana guys. So that's it untuk video kali ini ya guys. Make sure kamu subscribe agar kamu tidak ketinggalan update berikutnya di channel ini guys. Dan juga subscribe kamu akan ngebantu channel ini biar bisa tumbuh dan berkembang. So thank you untuk support kamu ya guys. Sampai jumpa lagi di chapter berikutnya. Stay gaming and stay happy.